Hello, my name is Rachel and I'm with Wild Rose Aesthetica. Welcome to my short microblading tutorial. Microblading is a manual method done by hand, a pen-like a tool with disposable needles. I am using a U18 nano needle from Perpetual Permanent Makeup Supplies. During all of my permanent makeup, I use unscented baby wipes from President's Choice. I find the quality much higher than Kirkland. So before we begin, I want to make sure that you realize that the U needle is a rounded shape and it makes for better curves in your design of brows. Also, you want to make sure that there is little pigment on your needles so that you can actually see where you're going with your strokes. Always stretch the skin for a tighter and more defined stroke. The entire needle obviously isn't going to go in the skin. I usually find it goes in about a millimeter. So be cautious of where you're starting. Stretching the skin, we want to make our first set of strokes far enough away that we're not giving too much pressure to our clients, but enough so that we get the shape when we wipe everything off. The only reason I do this is because usually clients will feel some the first round, and as we go along I use a different numbing. Feel better now, it's a gel, better for open skin as opposed to the cream. They're both 5% lidocaine, but this is my method. Now for the second set. We want to go in between each stroke we've already made because they are not close enough yet to start doing our little grass-like strokes, or bunny ears is what I like to call them. So we're just going to keep doing in between. This, where you change direction, make sure that you follow in between at the beginning and go in between all the strokes. Try not to touch any of the strokes, but go in a feather-like pattern all the way through the tail. The tail will tend to get a little bit more congested because it's a smaller area, so just be cautious not to fill it up too much. You don't want the strokes to touch underneath the skin either, if you can avoid it. If it happens, don't threat too much, but just keep in mind to work your best work each time. And of course, you don't want to be going in sideways. Always make sure that your pen is 90 degrees straight up and down from your client. I am showing here what I do between strokes. I actually will try and fill it a little bit with a tiny little brush to make sure. Sometimes ink doesn't get in all of your strokes as much as you'd like, so I fill